sorry. You were Yim and that's Kim. Okay. I knew the high schools were different. I didn't pick up on the last names. But anyway, Christine Kim is 11th grader of Ridgefield High School. And where's mom and dad? Where are these proud parents? I want to see where they are. You raise your hand. Where's your mom and dad? They here? No? Okay, be here later maybe. All right, so let's listen to Christine Kim give her presentation. And Christine, just give me an opportunity to sneak on the side here. He's actually doing you a favor, Christine, because if we couldn't hear you, we'll have to do it twice.
Thank you. Okay. Tonight I'm going to be talking about methods for crime prevention. Though there are many measures and methods for crime prevention of drugs, sex crime, cybercrime, and terrorism, some students unfortunately can become involved in these crimes and will be affected when entering the U.S. mainstream society. The police deal with these types of crimes in several ways. The most common method for prevention is campaigning. Mass media campaigns are an interesting preventive tool as they make it possible to reach large numbers of people. They are primarily aimed at raising awareness of the harmful effects of drugs, human trafficking, and cybercrime, and discouraging their use. To prevent these crimes, it is vital that preventive messages be tailored to many citizens. Campaigns must be creative or unusual, complex, intense, emotionally powerful, graphic or explicit, somewhat ambiguous, unconventional, fast-paced, or suspenseful. Schools take the initiative and enforce anti-drug and anti-bullying for students. For example, the DARE program had been implemented in 50 states in the United States as well as 49 countries. Now it's the LEAD program. Many prevention programs in schools are interactive and they foster a larger audience and are usually in larger groups. However, this means the program does not reach out students individually and sometimes they cannot put a spotlight on a student-specific situation. Having these programs targeting a larger audience is a good strategy. However, it doesn't necessarily solve the problem since some students may not absorb the information as well as others. The community is another factor in which they contribute to a student's lives to prevent such crimes. Community intervention is defined as a combined set of activities organized in a specific region or town with the participation of other residents. Community-based youth drug prevention programs may be defined more specifically as programs delivered outside of school which engage young people at risk of substance use and alternative activities. Typically, people living in the community play an important role in deciding which interventions will be developed and for whom. Indeed, participatory prevention programs that strengthen relations between young people and community organizations are better able to reduce behavioral problems such as drug use. In terms of drug use prevention, studies tend to show the most effective strategies are those that target more than one risk factor, involve the entire community, and incorporate a coordinated set of activities through childhood and adolescence. The 5 recommendations are as follows. A community must be ready for a prevention program. Effective community coalitions must be developed. Programming must fit the community. Program fidelity should be maintained, and adequate resources, training, and technical assistance must be available. These days, when students are involved in these types of crimes, the crimes are written in their record and stay with them for the rest of their lives. Not only does this ruin their reputation, but it affects their education and career paths. They may not receive the same opportunities as the students that were crime-free in their life. Minor convictions such as underage drinking, possession of drugs, assault, harassment, or stalking can affect the student's future. Thank you.
Okay, great job. We have any questions back here? Comments? Questions, comments? Where's the mom and dad? Not here? Mom, you're the mom? You did a great job with her. You should be very, very proud. You're welcome. Any questions here? Comments from our special guest, Jin Sung? You have anything? No? Anything over there, Patrick?
So I just want to point out something that was said during your presentation, and you're spot on. You're dead on with the fact that kids that get introduced to the criminal justice system early in life have a greater chance of dropping out of school, which in fact leads to a greater chance of no employment and a greater chance of winding up in jail as an adult offender. So I think you highlighted that in your report. It's something that I feel as a police officer is part of my duties to try to help kids stay in school, to look at alternative ways of dealing with the minor offenses, as some of the offenses you mentioned in your report. And fortunately, we live in New Jersey where we have options such as a station house adjustment program to keep kids out of the criminal justice system. Because there are studies that show if they get into it, particularly if you're a minority, African American, Hispanic, there's a greater chance you're going to become an adult offender. And our jails are already full enough. So there's a great benefit from law enforcement being involved in the lives of children early on, such as these great programs that are being taught in schools by school resource officers. And it's an incredible opportunity to keep kids along the straight and narrow, so to speak. So I like that you mentioned that in your report, because it's personal to me, because it's why I became a cop. So thank you. You did a phenomenal job.
Steve, you did a great job, and I want to tell you, the special guests that are here, not only Patrick, Deputy Police Chief, but also the School Resource Officer President and our Executive Director of our League of Law Enforcement Against Drug Program. It's all about the community policing and getting young children involved, getting young children, students acclimated to seeing police officers, networking, and having a relationship with police officers. Because your first relationship with a police officer shouldn't be because you're driving a car and you get stopped for motor vehicle summons or motor vehicle violation, or having a problem, whether there was a big party and there's alcohol involved. So that shouldn't be the first relationship you have with a police officer. It should be in a school setting, in a nice community policing setting. So we appreciate all the things you put out in your program. And your mom is very, very proud of you. She told me yes in a quiet way. She said yes. So thank you, Christine.
Thank you.
My best to you.